Hello everyone. K Kim here from the Traders Club. Thank you very much tuning in. And I don't know, it's been a while. It seems like it's been a while since I last talked to you guys. I know. I think with the Christmas week and New Year's Eve week, I didn't do videos. And then last week I was gonna do a live event. We're gonna talk about how to position trade. But with the end of the year and with a lot of accounting stuff that I have to do for my other businesses that I have locally here, so I was a bit busy last week, and then throughout this week I've been quite busy. So I did postpone a live event, and we're gonna talk about how to position trade. I'm gonna teach you guys, the basics of how to position trade next week. I still have planned to do it next Wednesday. As a live event right after market close. You can come in and come into my webinar platform, and we can live interactive and stuff. I have a plan for that next Wednesday. However, if things get busy again, I have to postpone it again. But for now it is on. If you want to get the the live event invite, feel free to go to my, website. Just Google Traders Club, the first result, and then sign up on that free webinar link there. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the market. I think we're just gonna look at the key market today. I'm gonna try to make this video short today. I still have a couple things I have to do, finish at the office. I'm gonna try to make this short. So what we're gonna look at is really I'm gonna show you these three names. That's all we're gonna look at, and then we'll look at Apple and Tesla. I'm going to show you why these three are important. I really want you to pay attention to these three this remainder of the week and going into next week as well. The reason is because financials showing us a lot of bear signal. Okay, Spider is kind of in between. It's bearish in a minor term, but in the intermediate term, it's been neutral to bearish maybe, and microcap still bullish. And so so those three are gonna be important index to pay attention. Probably in the minor to intermediate term, rest of the week and remainder of the week next week, because I think it's gonna tell us where the market is going for the long term, like maybe next few months or so, with certain level is getting broken. And so let's get to it here. Looking at S&P 500, we talked about last week here that 100 SMA. Continue to watch the 100 SMA, because 100 SMA is important level. Obviously they're not going to perfectly respect the 100 SMA. It's going to get a little bit below that. It's going to be a little bit above that. Sometimes it's going to respect perfectly, but it's the vicinity that is important. You can see how 100 SMA, 100 SMA, 100 SMA, 100 SMA, 100 SMA, 100 SMA, and 100 SMA, 100 SMA. This time we got below the 100 SMA and then got right back up. So again, it's not just because we got below this just a day or two, it's a bearish. No, what's most important is how he reacts. Remember, for bears to really do something, they need to create a trend, which means lower lows and lower highs. The thing about it is we did create what? Lower low in the minor term. So you know what? Bears are trying. Bears are doing something. But we've done that before as well. We had that lower low in a minor term, and then bulls brought it right back up. Just because it happened in April 2014 doesn't mean it's going to happen today. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is let's give benefit of the doubt to the buyers in the primary term for the fact that we are still above these these major moving, the long-term moving average, such as 100 SMA, 200 SMA. However, the minor term does look bearish. Why? Because we have a lower high here. But what is the definition of a downtrend? Lower highs and lower lows. Do we have a lower low yet? It's hard to see. If it's hard to see for you because we have these wicks and stuff, go to line chart and you can see, no, we have a lower high. Do we have a lower low? We do not yet as of today. Okay, when you do your analysis, do not do your analysis according to what you not according to the data is not there. Do the analysis according to the data that is there, which means this is the data we have. Do we have a data like this? Do we have that data? No. Can we have the data tomorrow? Yes. Can we not have the data yet? Tomorrow? Yes. So what do? We do our analysis according to what's already out there. Do not speculate something until you get some kind of confirmation that it's going to continue. So as of now, yes, we're holding certain levels. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is that it almost seems as though to me that we are almost resuscitating, what once looked like this rising uptrend support. Okay, you can see right here, you can see got this kind of almost like this rising uptrend support coming like this, right? That this uptrend, this rising uptrend support has been compromised once. So it's really rare to see that rising, uptrend support is getting respected again here and here. If you go to your line chart, it actually looks much more like it's almost like with today's move, bulls are like, oh my gosh, if we get below this, we might see something like this again. So they're really tried hard to kind of bring that back up. Oops, right there. Just so you can see we had a wick down here. You can see right there, and then just bulls brought it right back up there. So we're still holding that level. Doesn't mean can they break it tomorrow? Yes, they can. This is what I'm saying is when you do analysis, we don't have the data yet. If this thing's broken tomorrow, then we have a little bit more. We have to consider. Now we have some troubling signs because now what it looks like we have this kind of head and shoulder confirmation. With this prolonged uptrend, though, even with the confirmation nowadays, it's just, you can see the confirmation broken below this, and then we just got back up here. A lot of times what you need to see is a retest and failure. That's what I call full confirmation. So what I usually say is, this is initial confirmation, right? And then when you retest the neckline and gets rejected, that's a full confirmation. We had that in Tesla, which I've been talking about last several months there. So we got to the neckline, retested, failed, and then we had another huge downside move on Tesla. But a lot of times we get an initial confirmation, there's a fake out, and then continue higher. So even because of the fact that the trend is such a prolonged uptrend that the buyers are just very, very adamant to let the bears come in and just have their way. That's the thing about that. So even if with initial confirmation, I'm not sure if we're going to have that tomorrow, next few days, but let's say if we do, I'll still be a bit thinking, what, yes, that looks like something, but I want to make sure it gets retested and then fail. But if it gets rechecked and then continue higher like this, then definitely, that's going to fake out everybody there. Just keep that in mind there. So Spider, I have to say, benefit that goes to the bears in a minor term, but in an intermediate term, for the fact that we're still dangling around that 100 SMA, and we're possibly resuscitating this rising uptrend support here. Here, let me draw it a little bit better. So because of that, I'm gonna as of today, I'm gonna put it as a neutral, in a medium term. Okay, by primary term, obviously we're still bullish. So you're gonna see that how Spider intermediate term it's neutral, while financial sector intermediate term bearish, and you're gonna see how microcaps in the intermediate term bullish. You see how those three is gonna be important. So let me go to financial and then I go to microcap, which is IWC. The microcap of Russell. So let me get rid of these things here. So the thing about financial sector, the problem with the financial sector, can this be insinuating something of the whole market? Yeah, it can. Financial sector, you really want to see the banks to do well. If the equity is gonna do well. So the thing about it, we got gap here. This is now is an island. It's now an island. Can this be nullified quickly? Yeah, it's to next day. We get a gap tomorrow. We get a gap up, do something like that. Shenanigan, fake out, right? We've seen shenanigan like that where we break below the support and then you get shenanigan. And you always ask yourself, you always tell yourself, oh my God, every time I do something, it does completely opposite. This is a market. This market loves to do stuff like that. Look at all these fake outs. I don't know if it's going to be a fake out. So what you have to do is you got to keep that in mind. What happened in the past? It happened like this. You could say, well, okay, this time is going to be different. How do you know? How do you know this time? Well, people say this, how do you know? Right? So, but this time, to be honest with you, with this island reversal, I think the weight is a bit heavier. But if you ask me, Kay, would you short this? With the spider where it's at. As of today, though, with the spider where it's at, and we're about to look at the micro caps. With the micro caps where it's at, I don't do anything short term. So you want to short this for a couple of days? Say yeah. But for me to short this, I want to see this. A massive head and shoulder topping pattern. I'll short it here and then I'll ride it for about 3 months for a true correctional move. We haven't had any true correctional move. We had a lot about, we had this channel going, but we really didn't have a true, correctional move because we really didn't have any kind of topping pattern yet. We're still in higher lows and higher highs. We had a pullbacks in between, but they were not corrections. They were not they were not true corrections. So financials out of all the indices looks bearish in the minor term as well and intermediate term. Primary term, obviously, we're still in a higher high, higher low stage in a primary term, but intermediate term looks bearish. We're below 100 SMA now. 10, 50 MA is crossing, with this head and shoulder. Initial confirmation. Remember when I talked about initial confirmation? They love to retest, and if it gets rejected, full confirmation, maybe then I might think about shorting if it gets rejected there. But right now here, no. So that's concerning. Banks are not doing so well. That is definitely concerning factor. So remember what I said, spider, intermediate term, bit neutral because we're still trying to hold that level as of today. Okay, that can change tomorrow, but as of today, financial, bearish in the intermediate term and minor term for the fact that we have now island reversal. We have initial confirmation of the head and shoulders. Again, you don't have to call the head and shoulder. It's just a lower high, and then this is a lower low. Okay, so minor term downtrend has established, right? Inauguration of a downtrend resistance or downtrend of minor term. So financials definitely looks very concerning here and troubling here. And let me talk about microcaps where it actually still looks bullish in the intermediate term. Why? First of all, you have to understand a big picture, right? This is a microcap. What do we have here? We got this prolonged uptrend, and then we came down, and then we started forming lower highs and lower lows. So we were kind of a bit on downtrend here for a while, probably all throughout 2014. Yes, about all throughout 2014 we had this downtrend going on. But if we look at a big picture, what does that look like to you? Well, that looks like some massive, gigantic, bull flag here. And then what happened was, remember what is the definition of a downtrend? Right? Lower high and lower low. What do we got going here? Higher high, higher lows. What do we got? Inverted head and shoulder, pretty good size of scale of a reversal pattern. What is that? Neckline. What do? Initial confirmation, comes back down to retest, and then if bears get rejected here, the true power of this inverted head and shoulder is going to show. Okay, so microcaps, for the fact that we're still holding, you can see we're still above 50 MA, and you can see 100, 200 SMA is about to cross back up, and with this neckline holding. So remember what I said, financial, bearish. Spider, neutral. Microcaps, bullish. So what do you do with that? That's the thing about it. Sometimes you want to get a black and white answer. Obviously, you'll never get a black and white in the trading. You'll never do it. You'll never have 100% guarantee. You know why? Because this is life. Just like your life. You can never guarantee that you're going to be alive tomorrow, right? When you have a bit of, you can look at that as a discrepancy, some differences, and they're not unanimous, they're not in sync, they're not endorsing each other. What you need to do, hold off and just sit back and let the market tell you what's going to happen. And that means it requires patience. Maybe you need to look at it 2 more days or maybe a week later, but you'll get a better idea when the time goes by. When you have these differences like this, it's best to not to initiate any new position. So first you gotta understand where they're going. So at this point, financials are troubling. Spiders a bit neutral. Microcap showing some signal here. This is what it looks like. What's that? That's not bullish piercing. I'm forgetting the term there for that. Dark cloud cover. It's like dark cloud. Well, dark cloud cover is, I don't know if there's a term for it. What it does is gap down. Well, it actually didn't close, because if it would have closed right here, that would have been bullish piercing. So it's not really a bullish piercing yet. But we gapped down and got up. We bulls are really protecting this level. Minor term, we might have some kind of lower high here. Remember again, what's the definition of downtrend? Lower high and lower low. Do we have a lower low? Not yet. So we may get better idea next few days or maybe next week. So I just want to admonish you and let you know that what are the 3 key index that I'll be watching next few days. Let's go to Apple here. Obviously, Apple, the troubling sign with the Apple is that we have lower highs going. And technically, when we go to line chart here, yeah, we kind of have a lower low as well. So, actually right now, 100 SMA right there became a savior for about a few days, and then we're losing momentum here. But the good news is, there's actually was an island reversal here, minor term island reversal right there. We got a gap down, gap up. That level is still holding as of today, right? So we're gonna, as of today, it is still open. You can see this is where gap started, where it's slightly open. So what bulls need to do, obviously, we got a lot of levels of resistance. What bulls need to do. So first, we gotta conquer that resistance right here, right? And then you gotta conquer this resistance from this. And then that resistance. We got 1, 2, 3 things to get over. So that's gonna be, it's gonna require some index, some green soil, some good organic bullish soil from the indices, so that Apple can grow and get up higher. But if the index struggles, man, Apple is gonna have tough time kind of getting over this. So it's just, you gotta lower highs in picture. So we'll have to see what happens. As of today, intermediate term maybe a bit neutral, minor term still bearish. We're still a bit looking bearish in a minor term. Intermediate term though, possibly still bulls can possibly do something. We got a little bit of support going on here. You can even come. I think another thing could possibly happen is maybe something like that, maybe invert head and shoulders. Again, but we don't have that data yet, so I can't say that. I don't want to be reasonable here. I can't say that that's what's going to happen because we don't have that data yet. When we have that data, then maybe. But right now, with the data is given as of today, it looks like minor term bearish. But if the bulls want to go, they really need to clear above that. But even if you're clearing above it, we got these resistance coming here. So those are the levels happen. Tesla, and on the video here. Here's what we talked about on my last video, or on my last article. Massive head and shoulder, initial confirmation, gets up, retest the level just above that, just below that 200 SMA and 50 MA, and tanks. Okay, so that's a rejection. That's what I'm going. This is a neckline. That's a retest. That's a rejection. And then you can see how fast it came down. We did have a lot of bullish buying opportunity. Probably a lot of value buyers are coming in here and just buying the dip. I don't know. How long they're going to stay though. But what I'm saying is, do you want to invest in Tesla? Not right now. Not right now. You want to hold it for 1 year? Not right now. Well, buy now, hold for 5-10 years, then yeah, it's okay. But you want to hold for, short term, couple months? Not right now. You know why? Because we're in a downtrend, lower highs and lower lows. And so why now? And at least I don't know at this one how it's going to play out, but, maybe something like this. Could be better if we start to cultivate higher lows and higher highs. There are a few strategies you can use. Either go long here or some of these levels, or some certain. I have to see what the data says. But again, we're in a downtrend, man. It's just like falling 200 SMA, 200 SMA. We have 50, 200 SMA crossing to the downside. When was the last time we had 200 SMA and 50 MA crossing to the downside? When was the last time we saw that? Never. We have not seen that yet, which means last time when 100 and 200 SMA, they had some party here, unite, we're not going to see each other for some time. That was 2012 December. They haven't seen each other for a really long time. And then finally back, about 2 years later, finally they're having some good time here together. But to the downside though. So does that mean that it's gonna just completely tango to nothing? That doesn't mean that at all. It just means that hey, it's major cautionary signal. They're flaring everywhere. Get out, or wait on it, or hold off on this. Just wait for better entry. Just what I mean. If you understand the chart, if you understand how technical analysis work, just buying just because you think it's cheap doesn't mean. I mean, sometimes you can get lucky, right? You can get lucky, and this could just do that. But do you really want to invest somewhere so you can get lucky? Well, you can actually go to a casino and do that. But I wouldn't want to do that. So just keep that in mind. Looks still bearish there. It is at this level, so 182. Yep. So I mean, we're technically, we did make slightly new low. That's a problem there. So that's a technically that's lower low. I do want to say if this thing gets up from here, I mean that could be something. This could be a good entry potentially for long. But do we have that data? Do we have this data? No, we don't. That's why I'm not gonna. That's why you do your analysis with the data at hand. So that's kind of saying. That's all I got. 20 minutes. So that's much shorter than some of the other ones, 30 and 40 minutes. So hope this market video will be helpful to you. I thank you for following me over the years and continue to do that. Continue doing that in 2015. Again, next Wednesday, I currently have planned to do it, the live event, and we'll talk about how to position trade. But if not, I apologize. January is always busy time for me. I didn't know it was going to be this busy this year, but if not, I have to cancel it again and then do it some next time. But for now, it seems like I might have time, and I'll let you know if I do or not. So thank you. Have a good Wednesday evening. We'll talk hopefully next week.